Over the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you a little bit about animal cruelty. Animal cruelty in factories and what you can do to end it. It's not the death of these animals that I'm concerned with, because God has given us these animals to eat, but it's the way they're treated before they're killed. The factory workers often abuse and hurt these animals, and they're treated poorly. PETA, or the People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, explains on their website that the mass production of animals in these factories leads to a poor quality of life for these animals. PETA also explains that people aren't thinking about what animals, how the animals were treated before they come to land on their plate. They think that these animals were like bathed on a farm somewhere, being treated well, but they don't think about the factories that they're having to live in. If Americans saw where their meat was coming from, they might be more hesitant to endorse the poor treatment of these animals with their money. Animals were given to us to eat, but not to be tortured first. There's a pamphlet called Even If You Like Meat, and it explains how factory animals are tortured and treated poorly before they're killed. Animals in factories have been seen by undercover workers being hit, kicked, thrown, and abused in other terrible ways. Chickens and pigs are kept in cages that are too small for them, and their bodies rub up against them, and they get sores on their bodies from the metal cages. The birds go through a horrible process called debeaking, where the workers clip part of their beak off so they can't peck each other in their cages. The pigs have their tails clipped so that they can't, because when they're in close quarters, they like to bite each other's tails, and so that hurts them, and so they clip their tails off with like pliers and stuff like that, with no anesthesia. Many of the animals suffer broken bones and skeletal deformities because they are given growth hormones that make them grow too large for their skeletons to keep up. The CAFO Reader is a book about factory farming, and it explains that the worldwide meat consumption will double by 2050. This book also explains that 4 factory animals are killed per year per every person in the world. By not eating meat or cutting your meat intake in half, it actually has advantages to you. One of the first advantages is you won't be consuming harmful chemicals or hormones that they give these animals. Another advantage to you is that these animals, when they're all together, they obviously go to the bathroom, and so this byproduct is in concentrated amounts, and this pollutes the environment. And it can also pollute the groundwater and things like that. Another reason not to kill these animals is because they're smart and they can feel pain. Pigs have been known to open their cages with their mouths, and some of them have even, when they got out of their cages, gone and opened other cages of the other pigs. And when the methods of killing these animals fail, they are sometimes hurt by the ways that they, like for pigs, they soften their skin by putting them in boiling water, and so when they're not dead, when they go into the boiling water, it hurts them. There are laws to protect our pets, but there aren't any laws to protect farm animals. There are easy ways that you can make a difference, such as becoming a vegan or a vegetarian. That's the most extreme of the ways. Only eating free-range or organic meat, knowing where your meat comes from, not eating certain fast food restaurants, and there are easy supermarket choices that are vegan and vegetarian substitutes, like soy milk and veggie burgers and non-dairy desserts. And you can spread the lives of more than 2,000 animals in your lifetime by going vegan or vegetarian. And there is no need to treat these animals cruelly, because there are alternative ways of living to help these animals. To find out more about this, you can go online to PETA or Vegan Outreach's websites. and learn about how to cut the amount of meat that you eat in half. And if you do cut the amount of meat you eat in half, then that can save a lot of animals' lives.